So one of the most common question that often comes up in discussions is how do you speed up? Is there a possibility to speed up the Portugal golden visa? Can you acquire a EU citizenship faster? There is an option, a potential option. Again, you got to try this and see if this works. I should say there are a couple of potential options to speed up the Portuguese nationality through the Portugal Golden Visa. But before I discuss that, I think what's important to note is this extraordinary demand amongst Americans for the Portugal Golden Visa, especially its skyrocketing in 2026. And what's the reason? The first point of discussion is why are so many Americans applying for this? What is the connection? The second topic is this a good option in 2026 and why this is a good option in 2026? And the third and the most important one is how can you potentially speed up or fast track your naturalization through the Portugal Golden Visa? Now, the first point is why so many Americans? A lot of Westerners, they're looking for EU citizenship. They want to move to the EU and have the ability to live in the EU for a lifetime. Not that they want to, but they want the option. So in future, if they wanted to switch base or use the plan B as a plan A, then they want that option, 28 important valuable EU countries. It's a great option to have in your portfolio. So that obviously creates a demand for an EU nationality. Out of all the EU countries, Portugal is the only country that offers a paper path to citizenship. No other golden visa in the EU offers this type of flexibility. So that creates a second important incentive to get the Portugal golden visa. Now, a EU national is not going to chase a Portuguese citizenship because they're already an EU national. That's why when you look at the stats, you don't see so many Europeans going for this because they're already in Europe. Now, what are the other Western nationalities that could benefit? The major ones are US and UK, followed by Canada and others. So logically, you see that US is the number one nationality. A lot of wealthy people from the US have the means and the capability of going for the golden visa, followed by people from the UK. That is the second in the line for the most subscribed nationality for this golden visa. Is this a good option? Now, this is the only option if you're really trying to entertain thoughts of applying for EU citizenship. A lot of people are scared on the fence. They're thinking what happens once this changes from 5 years to 10 years time frame to citizenship. Now, that is a realistic threat. So far, it has failed, but in future, if it succeeds and it becomes 10 years and that was the deal breaker for you, then there is a second option which you could add, which potentially could fast track your naturalization, and that is the Sao Tome and Principe. The reason why this could potentially be a good fit is because it's a CPLP country, and Sao Tome is not just the only nationality that could do this. Any other CPLP country can have the same effect, but realistically speaking, there are only two options. One is a CBI and one is a CBM. That is a CPLP country. Either one you acquire, you can always try to show your second nationality, which is a Portuguese speaking country, and that may or may not work. Portugal might still come back saying that, hey, you need to be a citizen by birth. It's not so clear. There's some confusion. And if it works out, then you can potentially apply for citizenship after 7 years instead of 10, once the change to 10 happens. So far, so good. It's still 5. But even if it is 10 and you have the STP nationality or the other African nation citizenship by merit, if you get that CPLP country, then you could try this out. It's not guaranteed, and none of this is immigration advice. This is something you have to try and see if this works. Now, what is the deal with STP? Does it make sense to get this for Portugal only? Now, you're not getting an STP just for Portugal. Of course, you can try it out, and hopefully it works out, then it's great. You're saving quite a few years in the process. But even otherwise, this is a citizenship. It has some interesting access, including access to Panama. So yes, you can add a Panama travel passport and strengthen the abilities of the STP passport. So that's one option. Second option is just get a direct permanent residency in Panama, and then you have your STP as the vehicle and Panama as that plan C or plan B, the way you want to look at it. So it is giving you a nationality which you can I won't say it's a strong passport by any stretch. It is one of the weakest passports. But access to countries like Philippines, Singapore, or Panama is always useful and important to strike a residency in Panama using that passport. So some limited use case there, but otherwise, let's say you're also doing the Portugal Golden Visa, then you can always try this nationality and see if that works. Let me know your thoughts about the STP if you think this one is interesting. Are you interested in getting the STP nationality? Before you go, I also wanted to discuss the price of the STP. How much does this cost? It typically costs 95K for a family of 4 members. So it's a very inexpensive option. Per person, you're looking at a price of approximately 25K, approximately, or less than that. So it's a very cheap, a very affordable nationality, and it could have potentially a couple of use cases. So it does not hurt. Is 2026 the right time? Absolutely, 110%. 2026 is the right time to go for any option. It's the year to think less and do more, right? You have already thought a lot in 2024, 2025, and you have reached this far. You have substantial knowledge and a lot of options. You may have narrowed down your options, and 2026 is the year when you know a lot. You've seen a lot of content. You've prepared a lot for this. You know what are the 1 or 2 great options or good options to go for. And it is the time to pull the trigger, take action, and implement on your plan and make things happen in reality. 2026 and beyond is the time where you would absolutely need these options, right? You want to have this in your armory. You want to secure these. Before anything changes, before any options go, grab as many options as you possibly can, is what I feel. Again, as I said, this is not any kind of legal advice. This is my personal opinion. Now, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you feel that this channel adds value to your life, helps you make good decisions or better decisions, then please do me a favor, check your subscription and turn that subscription on, and catch you in the next one.